Wild Turtle had a couple of really impressive roams, and I believe at one point he tried to 1v3 the enemy team and was successful being able to pick up a couple kills.
And we're about ready to start into Champion Select here. I'm sorry, Jaws.
It's okay. I forgive you.
My bad. We're ready, guys. Let's get into Champion Select. Whoops.
No problem. Getting right into Champion Select. Game 2 of Team Legion versus TSM, and TSM getting right out with the Alistar ban. That is more than likely targeted straight at Loudamortis.
I think so. They're just trying to get rid of that jungle Alistar. He's so effective on it, and Team SoloMid always bans. Ooh.
Oh, and it looks like we have
a slight remake request.
A little bit of remake real quick. So for those of you that missed Game 1, TSM able to build a pretty commanding lead. Chaos had a quadra kill and 2 triple kills.
That was big.
That was pretty big. All right, and it looks like we're actually going to be doing a little bit of an Astro Listen In with Team SoloMid.
Don't swear.
You're fat, Dars. Dumb guy Dars.
Dumb guy Dars.
Dumb guy Dars.
Dumb guy Dars.
No,
Bro 2. Bro 2. Wait, you're Bro 3?
I'm bro. No, I'm bro 5.
Yeah, that's so lame.
Okay, I'm Bro 4.
You're bro 3, Alan.
Bro 2 stuff.
Bro 2. Bro 2.
Dars is fat. You just call fat guy 2. Fat guy bro. You're fat. You're fat.
Racist.
You're fat. No, you're fat.
Wait, Dars is bro. Wait, Dars is bro 2. Bro 2's fat.
Yeah, bro 2's fat.
Bro 2's fat.
I'm bro 5. I'm bro 4.
Second pick again.
Dan.
You're so fat.
Your mom is fat.
Oh. Remember that time when I stole your burger and you got hella mad, you wanted to kick me out of the house?
Because you're fat, dude.
And I wasn't on
Dars
the team.
burns down the house with microwaves.
Wait, Gagas.
Alright. I didn't know it was 4 minutes. I didn't know it was 40 minutes, man.
Dude, that's so bad.
You're so dumb, dude.
Just like,
Oh yeah, no. There's Maokai.
Okay.
There's
Unless you want something.
what would you...
Blitz.
Maokai?
Maokai.
Maokai Blitz? That's fine. Or I can get Corky. Hee.
You guys want to play Blitz?
You want a roll swap?
You're dumb, dude. I'll play Ezreal. I'll play Ezreal, dude.
No.
Just
Okay.
kidding.
Okay.
Whatever.
Blitz Maokai? Sounds fine. Is there anything else? Vlad's banned. Trent's banned. Sure.
There's Malphite and Rumble.
Yeah.
No one picks them anyways.
Yeah.
Sure, dude. Let's pick Maokai.
That's fine.
The Blitz Cranky.
Let's win this so staff fed.
Let's win this so Darius can eat.
Want to eat?
No, I'm not hungry.
Darius
You're
is
always hungry.
You're always
no,
hungry.
I'm not hungry. I went on a diet.
You're always hungry. Darius the Devourer.
Yep. Dude.
Red Bull gives you wings, dude.
Amen.
Too bad they won't sponsor us.
I know. At least
Bad guy. Red Bull won't sponsor us.
Yorick. They're gonna have to really strong hit you.
I think they're gonna cork you soon.
Are they gonna Corky?
They did it last.
He was like 5-1. He just got his own attire. The hell's that?
Oh my god, dude. Alright, let's go something that we can poke all day they can engage on.
Dude, I can't pick Jax against Nunu.
What are they gonna pick? What are they
Yeah,
gonna pick?
true. True. What are you gonna play, Olaf?
Oh my god, dude.
Shannon.
Okay, this is really setting us up for
Maybe Corky.
It could be Janna mid too.
Okay. Sure, what do you guys want? I want last pick.
On Corky. Olaf.
You want Olaf?
Very casual, laid-back style for Team SoloMid with their picks there.
Expressive as always. Especially in Chaos, picking up Maokai Blitzcrank. Looks like Especial is going to be on Blitzcrank. Once again, he was pretty scary on that Blitzcrank. Game 1, LGN picking up Nunu, Janna, and Yorick. So Team Legion potentially looking to give TSM a taste of their own medicine with a jungle Nunu. And Red's only odd one sitting on Rumble and Chaos. I don't want to say they're going to pick them because they may not. They may be trolling. Nope, there's the lock. So it's going to be a Rumble top lane for Dyrus and Chaos. He's been playing a ton of Corki this tournament.
Chaos has these rotating doors of whatever he thinks is the best AD carry, and this tournament, it definitely appears to be Corki. He's picked it every game it's been available, and they've only lost the one game, the first game of the tournament with him on Corki. So every game that Corki's available for Chaos, he's going to be picking it.
And with the Blitzcrank, Corki certainly has the potential to get a ton of kills, and we have a Vayne not quite locked in yet, but I would love to see a Vayne this
Vayne
tournament.
would be a really dangerous pick right here. With the aggression from Corki and Blitzcrank, he wouldn't really be able to get that close to the creeps. Nunu's not that good at early game protection on Vayne, but there's
the lock.
And if he can get farmed and fed, he'll be good to go. It's just going to be really difficult for him to do that. Oh, here it is. That's going to be a 2v1 or 1v2 lane attempt.
You feel it's going to be a swap?
That's one of the things that Legion likes to do when they pick York, and that's what at least a lot of the Asian and American teams like to do when they pick Vayne. They know she's a really weak 2v2 laner, so they do a bunch of lane swaps to try to allow for farm. I think TSM's going to pick up on that, and we'll see how they respond.
Well, it'll be great to see what Legion will be able to do if they go for the swap. Cruiser deciding that earlier in the champion select, Lee Sin maybe not the best choice for Game 2. We saw him on York against World Elite. He was fairly effective. What is TSM going to pick? We did see a Morgana in Game 1, and Reginald was terrifying on that Morgana.
The Morgana Blitz combo was pretty amazing. All it took was one binding landed, and it just set up a free hook for X Special. And they're really just going with what they're comfortable with. They've all played a lot of these champions a lot. I mean, TSM does do that since they play so much. This is really all about protecting the Vayne for Legion and buffing the Vayne. York will be able to put his ult down, Nunu will buff him up, and it's all about whether Demon Low can get fed and carry. Because last game he got fed, but he couldn't carry.
Demon Law so good at getting fed and farmed, and he has that capability to carry, running down the lanes really quick. Top lane, we have, well, we may not see a top lane. We may see a 1v2, but if it were going to be a top lane, it would probably be Cruiser on Yorick, going up against Dyrus on Rumble. Mid lane, we'd have Wild Turtle on Rise, facing off against Reginald. On Morgana in the jungle, Lauda Mortis grabbing that jungle Nunu, facing off against Odd Ones, jungle, Maokai, and bottom lane. Vayne and Janna going up against Corki, Blitzcrank, X Special again on that Blitzcrank.
Yeah, I have to apologize greatly there. For some reason, I thought that was a Nunu support, not a Janna support. So my bad on that one, guys. With that being said, though, still hard to protect the Vayne. I still think there's going to be a 1v2.
We could definitely see that swap. Now, for all of you in the audience and all you watching at home, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you think that TSM is going to take this Game 2 and go into the grand final, let me hear it.
And for those of you that think Legion can come back and take this game and potentially the next one, let's hear it for them. That was pretty good.
We got a lot more supporters. I think people definitely want to see this go all 3 games. We are getting into the loading screen. Game 2 of TSM versus Legion. Regardless, I think we're going to see some fireworks. Maybe another crazy back and forth level 1 fight.
I wonder how much Legion is going to try to roam with this one. I think they're going for a lot more aggression this game and a lot more unique things. Sometimes when you lose a game, you just try to ban out what beat you. They didn't really do that this time. They just stuck with the same bans as they did last game. Instead decided to change their own picks and their own style, and we got to see if that works out for him.
Demon Law making sure that he does not get caught. He did grab that cleanse, so he is going to try and keep himself alive. And something we didn't touch on is the synergy of Vayne with Yorick. That clone is going to be scary.
Whenever they do team fights, they want to focus down Vayne, but then Vayne will just come back and continue to clean up. I just worry about them having enough damage before Vayne comes in for cleanup, because they just have that York and Rise. So TSM again going with the double AP, lots of AoE damage, and Legion once again going for fairly single target oriented damage than with the Vayne. So same style of team comps actually from both teams this game, and let's just see if Legion can outplay TSM this time, because it didn't work out last match.
And it looks like both teams are going to mid. I don't think we're going to be seeing an ARAM in this Game 2, but you never know. Lauda Mortis opting to loop around the side of that top jungle. They have the Blitzcrank, they have the Morgana, so we could see an invade from TSM.
They have the level 1 advantage, I have to say. They have the most disables and the most ability to poke things. They don't even have Maokai saplings to scout on LGN, and they did not catch them. They're going to see this Blitzcrank here. Will they be able to catch?
It looks like X-Special may be going for the phase check, but there is Demon Legion. X-Special getting the grab on a Wild Turtle, but he is so low. Will they be able to drop him? Ignite going down, and a lot of damage, but no deaths quite yet. Chaos having to flash, and a Harpoon and a Snare, but there's the flash from Cruiser. He will try to get it, and the knock-up, but X-Special is so low. One last hit could drop him. Legion still trying to get this first blood. Ward going down.
Waiting for the blitz
from TSM. There's the hook. Oh, just misses it. Wild Turtle does not have sight, but he flashes in, and there's the first blood. Demon Law grabbing it, but Reginald turns it around and grabs Demon Law, and Wild Turtle is in some serious trouble. That's a double kill for Reginald. So first blood going to Demon Law, but unfortunately, Reginald getting the double kill. Actually, Inubish picked up a kill as well. But there's Reginald just missing the snare. He is being so aggressive, but the snowball from Laudamortis is going to force him to back out. Once again, another topsy-turvy level 1 fight.
All right, let's take count of what actually just happened there. So 2 kills for 2. The big thing is both of those kills coming down for Reginald, none of those kills coming down for Wild Turtle. So Reginald has the immediate advantage in that lane. Vayne got the 1 kill. That's a really good start for trying to get Vayne fed and hyper-carrying. As far as Summoner spells go down, though, LGN burned all 5 flashes, which means Odd One's Maokai ganks are going to be that much more vicious. As soon as he gets the Twisted Advance on them, they're most likely going to die in lane. TSM managed to preserve 2 of their flashes, so once again, Odd One's ganks can be even more potent, and Reginald managed to pick up 2 kills without even burning his flash. So with the 2 for 2, TSM does come out on top of that exchange.
And it looks like you were correct, Jat. The 1v2 swap, we see Vayne and Janna top lane, 14 Legion, Yorick bottom lane. Dyrus immediately backs TSM, responding instantaneously.
They're just sending them 2v2 right away. I wonder if Legion's going to be counter swapping over and over again, because the last time they were dealing with lane swaps, they actually were very lagged in their swapping, and they like to stick around in lanes. They might be predicting this, and yes, Janna and Vayne are both already swapping and ready to go down bottom. We're going to see a lot of back and forth. They do not want Vayne laying against Corki at all.
Chaos and Special finally getting into that top lane. Laudamortis, on the other hand, is deciding to make a snack out of the Odd One's Wolves. So Laudamortis getting some of that counter jungling in play already. He could potentially go, I don't think he's going to be going through these 2 towers. He actually is. He's going to go perfectly between these 2 towers and go for the Odd One's Wraith. So some heavy counter jungling already from Laudamortis.
Laudamortis getting, the Odd One getting seen. He's not counter jungling, Jaws. He's actually on the B side, I believe. I'm sorry.
I'll be here all week, folks.
There we go.
A little bit of a snare going on. Yeah, so really heavy counter jungling because he walked between his own 2 turrets.
I was so confused. Like,
now he's counter jungling. There we go. All right, Laudamortis jumping in Odd One, getting a couple of. Oh man, I'm gonna get nuked on Reddit for that one. So Demon Law and Nubish going against Dyrus, putting some early harass down. Some good farm, 17 minion kills to Corki's 15, so holding pretty steady on the farm. Yorick, 6 minion kills to Dyrus's 11, so pretty steady. Looks like they're going to be settling into this 1v2 exchange. It'll be interesting to see what X-Special is going to be doing with that Blitzcrank Corki combination. Yeah,
and so far this is actually a pretty big advantage for Legion, because the 2v1 swaps have allowed Vayne to have the same CS as Corki, and all of their flashes are almost up again. The Odd One has yet to pull off a successful game, but there was a good pull, and here's the Odd One. They might try to attempt a tower dive here on Cruiser, or at least deny him a huge wave of creeps.
Odd One is there, and he is making no attempt to hide himself, and Cruiser wants nothing to do with it. He is going to back off. Looking at mid lane, Reginald is just pushing Wild Turtle around a little bit. Wild Turtle, a little bit low mana, but there's Laudamortis. Counter snare from Reginald. Laudamortis taking a lot of tower hits, and Reginald could look to turn this around. A couple snowballs, but Reginald's shield's going to protect him for the most part. Top lane, TSM, really aggressive. They want to take this tower early.
They're just fast pushing. This is one way to stop 2v1 lane swaps from happening back and forth, is just end the lanes as soon as you can. So they've taken down this tower now at 5 minutes, gives them a bit of a global goal lead, and it's going to force some interesting choices by Legion as we see Laudamortis coming down just to look around, say what's up.
Just saying hi. Little 3v1, potentially looking to mirror what the Odd One did. Odd One helping out drop that tower almost instantly. By the way, first tower about 5 minutes into this game. TSM pulling ahead about a 600 gold lead, 1 tower, 2-0. Kills are even, but TSM trying to get those early advantages.
A lot of pings going down. They actually think that Reginald is going to be looking to roam through. As soon as Reginald hits 6, he would like to roam double lane, bottom lane, especially with how much LGN is pushing. But now they're putting Corki and Blitzcrank down bottom. This is really interesting because Legion, if they were to swap again, wouldn't have a tower for their Vayne and their Janna to go top lane. They might have to suck it up and lane against Corki Blitzcrank, and that could be disastrous for them.
It certainly could. Demon Law farming pretty well. He's actually ahead of Chaos 32 to 26, and he's getting some early pain down. Both Chaos and Demon Law are about 50%. Odd one going in. Could we see a grab? Oh no, Xpecial grabs a minion. Bad luck there from Xpecial. That could have been bad news for Demon Law and Nubish. Loudamortis sitting in the bush.
He did walk right through that ward though, and they saw it with pings. So the Odd One's actually sticking around in the tower, hoping for an LGN gank so he can counter gank. However, I don't think any of this is going to happen, and they might just say, let's not gank each other, let's just farm.
Yeah, he's opting to back. There were a couple pings going down, and Odd One throwing a sapling in there as well. Demon Law and Nubish still pushing this lane relatively hard. Looking at mid lane, also Reginald pulling ahead a little bit. He's got 51 minion kills to 41 for Wild Turtle. But Wild Turtle, and there's the flash ultimate. He does have the shield, and he will land it. There's the snare, but Ignite going down. He's extremely low. Odd One going in to help try and finish him off. But Reginald is on a killing spree already. Great play from Reginald. He's 3-0 in this game.
It's exactly what he did last game. When he hit level 7, he just flash ulted right on top of Wild Turtle. Same matchup, same story. This time, Reginald was a little more farmed. He had the Sorcerer Shoes from the early 2 kills, and he just caught Rise completely off guard once again and converted another kill.
And TSM is going to take full advantage of that. They're going to pick up, doing a little counter jungling, so to speak, picking up LGN's blue buff. Reginald's going to be grabbing it. Loudamortis is coming to try and take
Dyrus
it, but Dyrus is going to pick it up, so he'll have that cooldown reduction. But maybe a little bit, a small error from TSM, but they are starting to pull ahead. 1,400 gold as Chaos and Xpecial push down this bottom turret. Reginald, just missing the snare.
So, slight advantage here. They have done a good job dealing with Legion's lane swap. Taking that early tower has really set Yorick much farther behind than Dyrus. Dyrus level 7, Yorick still stuck on that level 5, so even though the Vayne is getting the intended benefits of the swap, Yorick is not. TSM did a much better job handling it for Dyrus. And there's a big gank coming down middle onto Wild Turtle. He disappears.
Dyrus came in and just nuked him, and that is so much pain going down from the Flame Spitter. Loudamortis is at half health, and TSM, 4 members. The bottom lane decided to roam mid. LGN is following shortly, but TSM is going to be able to take this middle turret despite that Janna shield. Loudamortis trying to... Nope, looks like he's just going to be backing off. TSM getting that tower to about 50% health, and they could very well go for this dragon.
They're just going for a bunch of global objectives right now. They're trying to force an accelerated game. They don't want Vayne getting to 30 or 40 minutes and being able to take over. So they're trying to just starve Legion in general from gold. When you kill a lot of early turrets and when you put a lot of early pressure on teams, they're not able to kill as many minions. They're not able to kill their own jungle. So TSM just accelerating as much as they can because they want this game to end early.
Speaking of Vayne, she is 1-1-0, 58 minion kills, so Corki already ahead. Wild Turtle in there. Reginald missing the snare, so they do not have vision, but there's the sapling, so they can see Team Legion trying to grab the TSM blue buff. Nubish is out of position. Reginald is there. The rest of TSM is following. Could they get a snare? No, they won't, but there's the snare onto Loudamortis. Odd One diving in. He is really, really low. Chaos is going to be able to take Loudamortis out, but Wild Turtle's going to respond, dropping the Odd One. The clone, however, onto Wild Turtle. Reginald chasing after Demon Law. He's going to get Wild Turtle and Demon Law. That's a double kill and a dragon for TSM.
Really smart play by Reginald there, singling out Vayne, saying, I want you, waiting until he's stunned with his ultimate to land his Dark Binding. Guaranteed 4 seconds of root, just crushing down LGN. Perfect flank to come around and give them no escape path. Aggressive play by Legion there, backfired, and gives TSM the dragon.
Chaos dropping a little bit low on that dragon, but TSM is going to pick up that first dragon 10 minutes in. TSM already starting to pull pretty far ahead, over 3,000 gold ahead. 15,000 for TSM to 11,400 for Team Legion. 7 kills to 3 and 1 turret and a dragon. TSM starting to build that lead that we saw in Game 1.
Now 7 kills to 3. This is a big lead, actually. Once they get that middle tower, 3,500 gold ahead, big item choices, Magic Pen there on Dyrus instead of Spell Vamp. He doesn't need the Spell Vamp because he's not getting harassed in lane. It's all about just getting the maximum amount of AoE damage out in teamfights for everyone on TSM, and this game is going quite well for them, all things considered.
TSM is really hitting the gas pedal, trying to finish this game as fast as they can. We've seen that Haunting Guise Sorcerer's Shoes combination on Rumble all tournament, and Dyrus is being no exception. Look at the amount of damage going out onto those minions. He's going to be farming so well. He is at 64 minion kills to Cruiser's 46, so once again that top lane really paying dividends for TSM.
Just want to point out Reginald 5-0, really putting his stamp on this game. He's been involved in every single kill, and he's really, I think, been the reason that they've picked up every kill too. He usually lands a great binding or a perfect ultimate in these team fights, and they just saw Lauda Mortis. They're going to try to cut him off. This is going to be trouble for him.
Lauda Mortis extremely out of position. He gets the knockup, but there's the grab. The ultimate canceled a little bit early. There's the Inubish. Janna ult, and Lauda Mortis is going to be able to get out with a sliver of health, grabs a little snack along the way, and there's a tower. We could potentially see a tower dive. There's the flash ultimate from Reginald, but he is slowed and tried to push out of position, but he is dominating and gets a double kill. Lauda Mortis and Inubish going down. TSM so far ahead at this point in the game already.
They're about to take another tower, and this is just going to mean even more trouble for Legion. All of their turrets getting pushed. They have no safe avenue to farm. And with the 7-0 Reginald, he's going to be picking up, I believe, Azani's Hourglass as soon as possible. And man, oh man, they do not have an answer for a 7-kill Morgana flash ulting them.
That tower dive was very aggressive from Reginald, as is his style. 12 minutes, 30 seconds in. TSM, 19,500 gold to Legion's 13,600 gold. Almost a 6,000 gold lead for TSM, and we are not even at the 20-minute mark. 2 turrets to 0, a dragon, and a 7-0 Morgana, who just picked up Zhonya's.
Looking around to the odd one, again going for a boots of mobility Maokai. Why would you get any other boot than boots of mobility on Maokai? That's what's happened every game this tournament. Definitely what the players have been doing. Full roam now. They're getting the blue buff again. They're sitting in a ward, but they're just going to bully up and just take this because Legion is not in position to contest this, and it's going to be another blue steal for Team SoloMid.
As Dyrus spams his emotes, TSM picking up that Legion blue. Odd One zoning out, trying to zone out Cruiser a little bit, and X-Special and Chaos having no problem putting pressure on that mid turret. Top lane, Reginald, Dyrus, and Odd One doing the same. A bit of a 3-2 split, and Reginald with that Zhonya's, that extra couple of seconds of invulnerability, he will have no problem tower diving, especially considering how strong he is at this moment. Ooh, snare just missing. Lauda Mortis trying to go for a chase. They do have the slow onto Reginald, but he does pop that spell shield and is able to walk out no problem.
Yeah, and they're taking advantage of Demon Lord trying to catch up and farm. He's trying to freeze and farm that bottom lane on Vayne, but TSM just has too much pressure elsewhere. He needs to come up to support. If he continues to sit down there and farm, they're just going to lose all their other objectives. The problem is, though, Vayne's not ready to teamfight yet, so it's just smart forcing by TSM because Legion really needs this game to go late, and it's just not going to get there.
Reginald just missing another snare. Looking at Demon Lord, he's 1-2-1, 82 minion kills to... And he has a Vampiric Scepter, he has those 2 Doran's Blades, and he has those attack speed boots, but no big major item. Kaox, on the other hand, 1-0-5, 107 minion kills, does not have level 2 boots yet, but he does have that Phage as well as that attack speed dagger, so he's going to be swiftly building into that Trinity Force. TSM continuing to push onto this top turret, and Legion not really having an answer at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the position of the players on the map, and then you look at the total gold and the time of the game, and this is way sooner than we see tower sieges normally. This is just TSM putting all of their resources into pushing a bunch of pressure onto Legion, and they're just all turtled 5 up in the tower. They can't farm right now, and TSM is freely clearing multiple waves.
Odd One and Reginald continuing to do exactly that. This top turret has been taking it's been a war of attrition, and they have just been wearing it down, and it looks like they are finally going to take down this top inner turret. There it goes. TSM 15 minutes in, 23,000 gold to Legion, 16,000 gold, 9 kills to 3, 4 turrets to 0. Game 2 looking again in TSM's favor.
They've really put on the pressure this entire match. Even from the very level 1 fight, they had the slight advantage, and then they just tried to push it from there. They're just probably waiting on Dragon Spawn timers. They're going back to base. They're buying items. And since they've had all these global objectives, they have a very large relative lead, much more than 8,000, because they got 50% more gold than Legion does in general there. And it's just, anytime they try to force, they will win a fight against Legion.
TSM grouping up mid, X Special bottom lane, Reginald spamming the lap again. That seems to be a mainstay of TSM when they're just sitting around clearing those minion waves. Maybe a little psychological warfare at some point. That lap maybe getting a little annoying for Team Legion, and TSM has this dragon timed perfectly.
They're just going to continue grouping around, taking all the objectives. Baron came up a minute ago. They might actually try forcing around there, but mostly they just need to siege turrets because there's nothing Legion can do to fight or aggress them. So if they just keep grouping around and forcing objectives, Legion's just going to have to let them take it. And TSM's lead is just going to grow and grow and grow until eventually they can just tower dive Legion and win the game.
And grow their lead. They're at 9,000 gold ahead of Team Legion, and they have no plans of stopping. Dyrus pushing down that middle turret. Odd One clearing out the jungle, and it looks like Chaos is going to be picking up this red buff to make himself that much more terrifying. He has that sheen as well, so he's going to be able to nail those auto attacks a little bit harder off of those missiles. Taking a look at a couple more of the major buys, Dyrus picking up a Giant's Belt and an Amplifying Tome, so it looks to be a Rylai's Crystal Scepter in his future, so they're going to be able to chase people down quite well. On the other hand, Legion picking up Demon Law, getting the BF Sword and the Vampiric Sword, so maybe an early Bloodthirster, or he's going to build out long-term into that Infinity Edge.
He's trying to get to the Bloodthirster. It's just he's not able to get there quickly. Another thing I need to point out is X Special actually rushed in Aegis. Normally, or Aegis, they normally get 2 or 3 gold generation items before going for the auras. But because of the way TSM's playing and they're forcing and they're not letting this game go long, he doesn't need 3 gold generation items. He just wants that Aegis right away so they continue to team fight and win.
X Special having that heart of gold, so he does have a little bit of extra health and a small bit of gold generation. On the other hand, Nubish does have that Philosopher's Stone and the heart of gold, so he's going to have a little bit more gold, but with that Aegis, as you said, a lot more defensive capabilities from TSM. Looking at Cruiser, he did finish off that Spirit Visage, so he is going to be a little bit more tanky and have a little bit more healing, but TSM has so many major items. They have the Zhonya's Hourglass, they have the Aegis of the Legion. Rumble has that massive magic penetration as well as that health, and he got a Cage's Lucky Pick as well to just get that much more gold.
Demon Law was just trying his hardest to catch up and farm, but as soon as TSM saw that they did not have 5 people defending a tower, they bullied up and took another one, and they're just going to continue to do this until they're just impossibly far ahead. Look at this, 18 minutes in the game, only having 19,000 gold. LGN is way, way behind the pace. TSM has done such a great job of just starving them of farm and gold.
TSM is swiftly approaching having a 10,000 gold lead, and they have been all over Team Legion's blue buff. I believe this is the 3rd one that they have taken.
The 3rd steal, yeah.
No mercy for TSM, and Chaos going to farm out this top lane. TSM's very much in the driver's seat. What can Legion do at this point to come back?
It's really tough. They've been splitting up so much that they've... I don't know what they can do. Like, if I was in Legion shoes, I'd just be telling my team to wait for TSM to make a mistake, hope that they can tower dive them, hope that TSM tries to start Baron and gets themselves a little low. Other than that, at this point, they really just have to hope TSM messes up, because with this big of a disadvantage, and with Vayne not being late yet, they need to just stall. So it's a really tough situation, because TSM is doing such a good job at taking advantage of Legion's turtle, and Legion needs to turtle for so much longer that it's really just a matter of surviving the first tower dive is what Legion needs to do.
TSM so good at extending that lead when they have it, and what a lead they have there. They are about 100 gold away from that 10,000 gold lead. We are just approaching the 20-minute mark. 9 kills to 3, 5 turrets to 0, soon to be 6 if they're going to take this bottom turret. No look at Baron. TSM just opting to take as many turrets as possible and put so much pressure onto LGN already. Ooh, great snag on, oh wow, and Demon Law is less than 50% health. Ooh, X Special just missing the grab onto Wild Turtle, but they've, with one binding Tormented Soil, Reginald has pushed Demon Law out of the fight. Oh, and the second one, ooh, just tumbling out of it. Reginald has been spot on with those snares, as is evidenced by his 7-0 score. We could see a dive right here if they land the binding just out of reach. Reginald using the Tormented Soil just to zone a little bit. If Special lands any form of binding or Reginald lands that snare, Legion's going to be in a whole heap of trouble. Oh, just missing. Wild Turtle has been very good at evading these. Flash going in, not quite sure what that was for, but
Cruiser was dodging a blitz hook that he thought he was not going to be able to juke. And it's just 6 towers to 0 now. They're just sieging these turrets. TSM complete control of what they want to do next. I think they're going to keep trying to poke with Dark Bindings, and as soon as they land one, they're going to maybe go in. There it is.
There it is, and there's the grab from Special. Baltimore's being forced to flash out, but TSM opting not to engage. Great discipline from them. Team Legion also forcing them out of that fight, making that fight not look as attractive as they may have wanted, but a great snare pull combination from Reginald and Special.
They really like that combo with both of these champions. It's really a matter of Reginald just putting out the lower cooldown hook guarantees and then them executing on that. Just missing that one. They're slowly poking down at this turret. I'm thinking they should move away from this and maybe go for a Baron or some kind of force because they have so much control. All they really need to do is get Legion somewhat out in the open, and then they can just capitalize on their advantage and take the game.
Looks like TSM is going to abandon that bottom lane. Kaok's going to pick himself up a refresh on the red buff. TSM has been in full control of Legion's buffs this entire game, and it is starting to show. They are 11, actually it's been showing pretty much this entire game too, 11,000 gold in favor of TSM. Kill count still holding strong, 9-3. TSM 6-0 in turrets. Looking strong to finish off this game 2 and potentially this best of 3 series.
They're just ready to win at this point. They're going to ward up around Baron and probably either take Baron or kill Legion when Legion comes to stop Baron. They've done such a great job taking all the towers, taking this really slow and conservatively, and just ruining Demon Lull's chance to farm, because keeping a Vayne down to this low farm in these items by 22 minutes is a huge success.
Yeah, Demon Lull 1-2-1, 130 minion kills. He did finally finish that Bloodthirster, but Kaox is so far ahead at this point. 1-0-5, 178 minion kills. He has the Triforce and a BF sword, so he is well on his way to an Infinity Edge. TSM grouping up in this middle, and we could see a fight very soon.
And yeah, look, Demon Lull tried to sneak off to get creeps once again, and TSM immediately just grouping up and shoving down, letting him not, punishing him for trying to farm. They're going to push in and get a lot of damage on this tower or dive because they know Vayne's not quite there yet.
Demon Lull swiftly trying to get back in range. Odd One using those saplings to actually scout a little bit. They see Demon Lull coming back and they immediately back off.
They've actually taken all they're just playing very conservatively. They're getting the dragon here. I'm waiting for them to start forcing around a Baron, because if it stretches too long, this could come back to them. They've been so aggressive up to this point. They need to just continue it and finish off those front towers. I think they got this completely under control, and it's just a matter of them growing their lead to a complete guarantee of a victory instead of just a high chance.
There is the dragon for TSM. Taking a look at the items really quick, Dyrus has actually picked up a Hextech Revolver, and LGN is sniffing around the Baron. They're going to start it and try to sneak it because all of TSM is bottom. TSM, however, does have the ward, so there is full coverage, and TSM looks like they may give.
They're just going to try to base race. They're going to trade,
or they're going to try and go for
Baron.
a steal. Actually, Odd One's coming up. He could go for the steal with this Baron. He is sniffing around. Flash in. Oh, Legion's going to take it, and they are going to drop Odd One, but TSM is going to trade that Baron for a bottom inhibitor. First inhibitor going to TSM. Jat, who do you think came out ahead in that one?
I think that's one of the only things Legion could do to continue them having a chance. Great play for giving them Baron. Normally you don't want to trade an inhibitor for a Baron, but in this case, this gives Legion at least some steroids for the team fight if they're going to have it. What they should do is they should maybe pot up to go on top of their Baron and then try to fight TSM. Because if they can't win a fight with Baron versus no Baron, they're never going to win a fight. And it's just on them now to try to force a last-ditch effort and see if they can even stand up to TSM with Baron.
Well, TSM with about 11,000 gold lead. That is going to be a tall order for Team Legion. Demon Lull starting to get a little bit more farm. He does have the makings of a Zeal, so once he has those first 2 items, he may be able to make something happen. in these fights, but Reginald 7-0. He just finished his death cap, so he has Zonia's Hourglass and death cap. He's going to be putting a ton of pain out. Chaos hasn't built anything out after that BF sword, but he is at 196 farm, and he could very well pick something up after clearing this wave and backing. A couple pings going down from Team Legion. We could see an engage soon, but it looks like Team Legion's going to have to pick their spot very carefully.
Yeah, and the problem Team Legion has, if they do want to start a fight, is their initiation is not nearly as strong as TSM's initiation or even counter initiation, because what Legion has is they have Ryze's root and maybe a slow from York or a slow from Nunu, but TSM has Reginald's flash ult, Odd One's twisted advance, and Darius' ultimate. So just comparing the two, it's not even close.
TSM pushing down this top turret, and it looks like they're just going to be rotating around. They still have that pressure from that bottom inhibitor being down. Legion does have that Baron, so there's a great snare from Reginald and Cruiser flashing out
He's
again.
Afraid of the hook.
A couple panic flashes, yeah, but TSM has ingrained that idea that if you're going to get snared, you are very likely going to be going on a Blitzcrank ride, and that could be serious trouble. TSM pushing down this top turret now.
Yeah, and Legion's still not willing to get into a fight with Team SoloMid. They might just be able to wait out this Baron unless Legion tries to force something really hard. If they do force it in, though, Reginald is just going to flash in and ult himself and just completely bisect all of Legion, so they're in a really, really tough spot right now. They really need TSM to tower dive on top of them to win a fight, but I don't think Team SoloMid is willing unless they get an advantage early on in the battle.
Yeah, it seems like Team SoloMid is playing very methodical. They're just kind of looping back and forth between this mid and this top turret to see which one they're going to be able to get more damage on. There's the snare onto Lauda Mortis. Xpecial trying to get the grab, but unfortunately no dice. Legion looping around trying to protect this mid tower, but that turret is in serious trouble. Half health, and TSM just boa constricting the end of this game too.
Seems like they're just dancing back and forth between turrets, hoping to land a binding into a hook over and over again until they get someone overwalled. Then they'd be willing to go in, because this is slow play. It's a good way of getting rid of the Baron buff from Legion. Legion's not getting much farm doing this, neither is TSM, so they're kind of just resetting the game a little bit and waiting for that Baron to drop.
And Dyrus getting a little bit of pain put down on him by Cruiser. TSM continuing this dance between the mid and top turret, but there's a grab onto Lauda Mortis. Lauda Mortis, the Shirley is going in, and the flash and the ultimate as well. Dyrus getting his ultimate down. Reginald's going well, but Chaos able to take Lauda Mortis out. Dyrus is going to be able to drop Cruiser. Nubish in some serious trouble. Chaos getting Demon Lull down, Wild Turtle getting ulted, but a fantastic play from TSM, and this could be just what they need to finish off this game too. Yeah,
2 for 0, the rest of Legion all extremely low. They're going to get the second inhibitor. They might just transition over and try to get the third one as well. Strong fight. They got the Blitzcrank hook, forcing Legion to initiate on them. Then they just got the fight they've been waiting for the last 15 minutes, and they were able to capitalize on it.
And TSM is not messing around with this victory. Reginald tanking a ton of tower hits. They're going to go for this third inhibitor. Xpecial getting snared, but Legion not able to do much with it. TSM kind of low at this point in the game, so it looks like they're just going to back off, buy, and push in for the win.
Yeah, they're all sitting on a decent chunk of gold, over 1,000. Chaos, of course,
wow.
2.7k, able to go back and buy some big toys. He's going to be getting that Bloodthirster, I think, and he's kind of deciding what he's going to be picking up next. Sitting on the Bloodthirster. He's actually still farming.
Of course he's going to continue to farm. 226
now he's going
minion
back.
kills, grabbing the red buff one more time, getting the refresh. I believe he's had red buff since he got the first one in the TSM jungle. TSM doing so well at controlling Legion's jungle. Looking at Chaos's items, there's the Infinity Edge as well as a red elixir to just make him that much scarier. Reginald's going to be picking up the blue buff. He does have a blasting wand as well. Dyrus has the Will of the Ancients, so he's going to be able to get in there and tank a ton of damage, especially with that Giant's Belt. And TSM opting around. Which way will they go to try and secure this win?
They're just going to probably go for the exposed inhibitor here, as all 5 of them are grouping up. They have all of the inhibitors exposed for Legion, so they're potentially going to just clean them up. If Legion tries to contest it, they'll fight them. If not, they'll just wait for 3 waves of super creeps and then end that way.
This has really been a different TSM that we saw in Game 1. Game 1 was very smash and grab, a lot of a lot of flashy plays, but in here they have been so methodical. They were so aggressive in the early game, but into this late game, they have making sure that they are nailing these objectives down and just sitting in that odd one ultimate, just poking down Team Legion. And there's the grab onto Wild Turtle. He does get knocked up, and he is going to get nuked, but he does have the clone down. Loudamortis has a perfect ultimate. The Shirelli is going down. Wild Turtle is still alive. Great Zonias from Reginald to try and offset Demon Law. Demon Law does get cleansed, and he is still alive somehow. Demon Law with a sliver of health. He's going to take Dyrus out. Cruiser getting out of there alive as well, but Chaos is going to get a rampage onto Loudamortis. Nubish out of position, could get one more grab. No, it looks like TSM's going to take the inhibitor and push in and take the Nexus.
There's still a couple people ahead from Legion. They might have to force them back to live a slight few minutes longer. That was really actually exceptional play by Demon Law. He dodged a lot of things, put a lot of damage onto a lot of people who were diving him, and his mechanics on Vayne are actually really strong. This just goes to show, if he wasn't denied so much farm in the early game, he could actually be extremely dangerous right now, instead of just a pretty big nuisance.
There's a definite reason why they picked that Vayne for Demon Law. He had a sliver of health in that fight and somehow managed to survive as well as pick up a kill, and Legion is pushing TSM out of their base.
Yeah, this is just a matter of time, however. They've gotten the one Nexus turret. The Baron buff is up. Legion can't really contest. However, they're going to try, and this could be the final team fight, since TSM is kind of hanging around, and they might end up fighting them starting around half health. This could be potentially dangerous, but TSM probably has this one.
The snare going down onto Loudamortis as well as the Tormented Soil ticking down. TSM is there. Loudamortis being a little bit brave, but he does have his teammates. Another snare onto Loudamortis. There's the grab. There's the knockup. And there is a dead Loudamortis. Reginald is legendary, but Demon Law and Chaos in a 1v1. Demon Law going to shut down, and Wild Turtle is going to take out, especially I called him Wild Tortoise, from yesterday's game. Actually a pretty even exchange for LG and TSM, and Demon Law able to take out Chaos, shutting him down.
It was good stuff from Legion there. They realized TSM spent a little too long in the base, and they had to defend the Baron. So Team SoloMid had to stick around. They were not allowed to go back and shop there. Legion was just coming from their base, so they had full resources, and it was a nice push in. However, they have multiple waves of super creeps that they have to sit back and defend on, so TSM can keep the pressure up quite easily.
TSM is doing exactly that. Reginald and Dyrus pushing in on this inner Nexus turret, but Demon Law starting to hit pretty hard. He is cloned by Yorick, and Dyrus gets the slow down, but a couple more hits. That slow really saving Dyrus in that regard, but Cruiser pushing Reginald out, but the minions are the stars at this point. They are pushing in on this Nexus, and Legion has to address it.
Both Nexus turrets down. This is real trouble for Legion. 3 inhibitors, no Nexus turrets. We need a lot of damage just to take down these creeps.
There's the snare. Reginald with this instant Zonias.
Nice
He's going to get a double kill onto Loudamortis and Demon Law. And it looks like TSM. No, Dyrus is not done yet. The ultimate going down and the flash. Nubish trying to help Wild Turtle stay alive. And Nubish is actually going to take Dyrus out, but not before the odd one takes Wild Turtle. Congratulations, TSM. 2-0. They're into the grand final. And a standing ovation from the crowd for TSM. Congratulations. And now we're going to kick it over to Hat Person and Nick Allen for a little bit of a giveaway.
All right, let's do it.
Hello, everybody. Hello. So my name is Nick Allen. I'm joined by Hat Person. Hello. And in our hands, we have 3 signed flyers from Team SoloMid.
Just happened to be signed. Got three
we will be judging the best signs in the room.
Best signs or pillows.
So hold them up, guys. Hold them up. What is that? What is that?
That's Aframo. Yeah,
that's ugly.
Why do you have a CLG sign?
That's boring.
What? No, seriously, no.
Oh, wait, that General Odd one's pretty good right there.
I'm still confused why we have a CLG sign here. Like,
yeah, get the CLG sign out of
what
here.
every CLG fan loves, TSM autographs. Three-part pentakill. I think that deserves one.
So I like the pentakill. So you guys come down and get your flyer. I like General Odd one.
General Odd one, that was pretty good too.
General Odd one, come up. You can
but you know what,
get your flyer.
We got a sign for Tofu though.
No, wait. The CLG one. That guy can get out. Just get out of here.
What every CLG fan loves, autographs from TSM.
Yeah.
I
like the tofu sign.
like the tofu sign too. We
Tofu sign, get
Come
up
on.
here. Come get your flyers, guys.
Oh, dude, look at the other side of this one too.
What's that one say?
Lulu, I used all the colors.
Oh,
and
that's
you did
good
use
too.
all the
Very
colors for our sign station out there out in front.
All right, so congratulations. So guys, make sure you go out into the lobby, continue to make signs because we're going to be doing this all day.
We have more stuff.
We have lots of stuff to give away. So, all right, so make sure you guys stay tuned. We're going to cut to the next game pretty soon, but make sure you stay because we're going to have lots more League of Legends action.